Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adar with a really quick expose on another L, another loss for the Western Renaissance Christianity, and Esau being exposed for what he is here in America and all over the world. Check this out.
So stunning breaking news here today. Pastor Robert Morris, the founder of Gateway Church, one of America's largest megachurches that boast over 100,000 in attendance in all campuses, the Dallas Morning News broke the story. So as you can see here,
Yes. See if I can bring it, if I can make it. So you see the date. Look at the date. March 12, 2025. Okay?
Founder Pastor Robert Morris was indicted on child sex abuse charges in Oklahoma.
Dallas.
And he was indicted on four.
Salaki on that. Hold
So
on.
21 rated on child in attendance in all campuses. The Dallas Morning News broke the story. So as you can see here, Gateway founder Pastor Robert Morris was indicted on child sex abuse charges in Oklahoma.
You can see that it says Dallas Morning News, because I saw another video. I was like, let me make sure that this is actually. So the media is on this guy. There's a reason why. Usually when Esau brings out Esau like this, there's always another reason. Do not get it twisted. It's not because the so-called white man is a moral man. They are done with Renaissance, with the doctrine of Western Renaissance Christianity. They're done. They use that. Esau used, the so-called white man used that doctrine to hide himself, to make himself look like he was a moral man, like he was God's chosen people. There's a prophecy that even says, and then that was look, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Not one. So this is why the so-called Western Renaissance Christian Church is falling apart by the seams, because it was never clean from the beginning. Okay, Psalms 147, 19 and 20. What do they say? Look at this. So this is King David, right? This is either King David or it's either Asaph or one of the sons of Korah, I believe, the psalmist. I believe it's King David. He shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. What does the next verse say? He hath not dealt so with any nation, as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And he's the same yesterday and forever, right? He changes not. I change not. Let's get that. I change not. He didn't change. Malachi 3:6. Let's get it. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. And that's the context. Not only does he not change, he keeps his word to us. He keeps his promises to us, or we would be consumed. That's the context of him and his faithfulness. His faithfulness is directed at one nation, and that is the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes. Okay? And you can show an Edomite Christian this, and they will go around it. Their rust will show, their genetics will show, and how wicked they are, because they don't understand. And not only do they not understand, they're also just natural born liars. They will bend and move these scriptures and be like, it doesn't matter. Or they'll say, that's the Old Testament, which means somehow the Most High changed. And he just fucking told you. He doesn't change. Esau shall no longer be able to hide himself. And this is a prophecy. And this is what's happening. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. What are one of his secret places? Western Renaissance Christianity. The illusion of him being a Christian. How can Esau be a Christian? How can Esau be a redeemed soul when he cannot repent? The Most High hates Esau, hates his seed. That's the one nation out of the 18 nations that gets no mercy when judgment comes. Yet this is the one group of people who went around the whole world forcing an Edomite version of Yahushai and the Most High onto everybody, and then change their names from Yahweh to Jehovah and from Yahushai to Jesus. And that's also mentioned in scriptures, Job 9:24. And that the dragon that was released from its pit would go and deceive the whole earth. That's in Revelations. And all the heads on all the horns and all the heads on the dragon and the beast all had the names of blasphemy on them. And when you go into the names of blasphemy, it talks about lies against the Most High. Their entire system is based on lying about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. That goes into all his generations, all his offspring. That's what's going to happen to them in the future. And it lines up with Obadiah. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So his brethren and his neighbors goes into all the tribes. That goes into the Spaniards, the French, the Germans, even the Russians. It goes into the British, the English, all of the Australians, the South Africans, and the Americans. That's talking about the whole. That's what the seed is. It's talking about the entire, all the tribes of the Edomites, the Amalekites, the so-called small hats, all of them. That's what this is going into. Check this out, man.
And he was indicted on 5 counts of child.
You guys, when I was a Christian, I used to listen to this guy. He was one of the handful of pastors that I actually trusted in my deadness, in my blindness, in my indoctrination. I really thought this guy was the shit. And this shit came out on his ass, man. This is crazy.
SA abuse charges. When Robert Morris was a 21-year-old married pastor with children, he essayed Cindy Clementshire, who was only 12 years old at the time. And the abuse lasted over 4 years. If found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars.
So they got his ass like one of those true crime stings. You know how they come back in someone's life 20, 30, 50 years later and they bust them? They get charged for rape and murder, or they get charged for... That's what happened to this dude. God.
Gateway Church did announce a few weeks ago at their services that criminal charges were pending. But after speaking with several law enforcement and legal authorities on the matter, that because the charges were from 43 years ago, they felt unlikely that Robert Morris would ever face criminal charges on the matter. Well, guess what? The day is here. He will face justice. And just as before I started this video, I was just spending...
This is me speaking as a man. I don't believe the justice system is doing this because they are concerned for the girl. I believe two things. I believe this is prophetic for the sake of prophecy, that it's another notch in Esau no longer being able to hide himself, and for the so-called white man, the man of sin, being revealed. But I believe that Esau in his higher levels up, because they are breaking down America now. They are actively destroying America. And part of the destruction of America goes into its financial independence. And what else? It's religious illusion. They're breaking all this stuff down because they're moving now into a global economy, a global structure, a global system. That's Yashimai. Yep. A global system. And America can no longer be America the way that it was, because it's in the way of the bankers. It's in the way. So I believe that this is just them. They're choosing to bring this dude down from something that he did 43 years ago. But don't get it twisted. It's not because of the girl. That they don't give a fuck about that. This is a major dude in Christianity that just so happened to fuck up, 4 decades ago. I mean, he fucked up. But the fact that they're bringing that now, it just goes in their timing of what they're doing. Plus, it's prophecy. But it's not because these are righteous people, bro. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, tells you how and why Esau writes his laws the way he writes his laws. It's got absolutely nothing to do with any form of holiness or righteousness. He's the wicked. He's not righteous, man.
A little time with the Lord, and I said, Lord, what are you doing? And I believe what he was saying was he's bringing these things to the surface in the church. He's beginning to correct things and make things right because Jesus Christ is returning again.
See what they did? So supposedly the so-called white man is being exposed because a white man's coming back to a bunch of white man angels. And a white man savior is coming to save the world. It's all fucking bullshit. Yahweh Shai is coming. See, see how he's standing on a cloud, right? See the cloud. See, this is the wicked description. This is part of the blasphemy, because the cloud, the actual cloud, is one of these. This is the cloud. Let's get a UFO. Just pull it up. UFO images. Those are clouds. These are clouds, you guys. When the Bible says Yahweh Shai is coming back with the clouds and with fire, and with with the sword to wage war against the nations, he's coming back on one of these. And this is what the elect get beamed up in. They get beamed up in one of these, you guys. That's a wheel. There goes your wheel within a wheel, mentioning Ezekiel. See the difference on how we interpret the scriptures compared to how the so-called white man interprets the scriptures? It's all bullshit. Okay? Let me see if I can even find UFO cloaked as a cloud. Look. Boom! And then what will people say? Those are like, yeah, that's what they'll say. They'll tell you it's a cloud, right? They'll tell you that those are just shapes when the scriptures tell you, no, nigga, the UFOs take the form of clouds. That's how they cloak themselves in the sky. That's a really good one. I mean, it's obvious. See, but we're spiritual and Esau's carnal, and anyone that follows Esau has a carnal mindset. No, man. The angels don't drive around and stuff like that. You guys are fucking idiots, man. It's all good, though. We believe it. We don't believe what the fuck you guys believe. I'll go back here.
Again, for a second time. And this time, he's not coming as a lamb. He's coming as a lion. He's coming as a conqueror. Christ is returning.
Does that look like a lion? Does that look like a conqueror? Motherfucker.
Again, for a second time. And this time, he's not coming as a lamb. He's coming as a...
And what does Scripture say? When he comes back to conquer, who is he coming back to conquer? Here's a future prophecy they don't like to go into. See, this is the problem with listening to Edomites. Let's get one. This is a future prophecy. This is Yahweh Shai coming back, right? It lines up with Revelations 12. It lines up with Second Esdras. Is it Second Esdras 13? Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom? Who is Edom? Edom is the nation of Esau, with dyed garments from Bozrah. Who and what is Bozrah? Bozrah is the chief city of Edom. What are the dyed garments? People will say, oh, it's because Yahweh Shai, or they'll say Jesus, he shed his blood. No, this is talking about him shedding someone else's blood. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What's the greatness of the strength? Those clouds that we just saw, those UFOs. He's coming back on a fathership. I that speaketh in righteousness, mighty to save. This is the Father speaking about the Son, okay? Verse 1 and 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? This is all poetic. Why are your clothes red? Why are you, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat? What's a wine vat? That's the apparatus that you would get in and you would trample the grapes. And anytime you trample grapes, it's like blood splatter all on your clothes. This is the answer of Yahushua to his father. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger. This is not a loving statement, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. There goes your answer. Your answer in verse 3 to freaking the question in verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat? That's a question. This is the answer. It's the blood of the people that he's beating. Whose blood is this? It's in the first verse. Who is this that cometh from Edom? So the people of Edom and the people of Basra, it's their blood that is sprinkled, that is asked about. So he's leaving a crime scene or a war scene, depending on how you look at it. Yahushua is leaving the scene of mass death. I don't want to call it murder, because this is not murder. This is killing, mass killing, and killing is righteous judgment. Righteous is the righteous way to kill someone. So he's coming from destroying a nation of people. In Isaiah verse 63, verse 3, right? And he's covered in their blood because the Father's asking him, whose blood is that? And it's the Father knows. It's just he's writing out this situation like a play, like a movie, like a song, theatrical. This is very dramatic. This is where Hollywood gets all their shit from, you guys. All right? These are future prophecies. And what this asshole right here is talking about, he's not mentioning Isaiah 63 verses 1 through 4.
He's coming as a lion. He's coming as a conqueror. And he is trying to get the church ready for his return.
And the church is found in, the church is the group of people mentioned in Psalms 147 verses 19 and 20, which is Jacob and Israel, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. It's a race of people. Just like this is a race of people, right? Edom. And it does include the counterfeit of nations. The Confederate of nations mentioned in Psalms 83, and 2/3 of our own people who are wicked, who are on the side of Esau, right? But they're the ones that sit at the head. They're the fourth beast mentioned, okay? In Daniel and in 2nd Esdras. Art thou not the fourth beast? See, look, you got to go see. And this is the problem with Christianity. They took out 2nd Esdras, we'll go with 11. And 13 is but you got to go all the way down and see, this is not a canon book. According to who? If you're not a Hebrew Israelite, you don't have the authority to speak on what is canon and what isn't. You can't say what is Hebrew and what's not, right? Look at this. Look at this, bro. So hold on. Look at this. And I beheld in lo, as it were. Look at verse 37. We're going to read all the way down. And this is 2nd Esdras, you guys. Chapter 11. And I beheld in lo, as it were, a roaring lion. There goes that lion of Judah again. Chased out of the woods. And I saw, and he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. See, this lines up with Obadiah, and we know that the eagle is the so-called white man's fucking logo, right? It's on the back of the dollar bill. It's on the quarters. It was on all the Roman coins. It's also used in Britain, Germany, Spain. All of them use the eagle because it identifies these motherfuckers. It's talking about a race of people. And I saw that he sent out of a man's voice unto the eagle, and he said, Hear thou, and I will talk with thee, and the highest my Father shall say unto thee, Art not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? You need to understand how powerful of an accusation, how a royal, chiefly accusation, verse 39 is, coming from the mouth of Yahushua on his fathership, what Esau calls a UFO, and when he is speaking this to Edom, because Esau has never told the world that he is the fourth beast mentioned in the book of Daniel. They don't know who it is. Nobody in Western Christianity ever says that the fourth beast was the Roman Empire and now the EU and NATO and America. They don't say that. Why? Because it would make them out to be bad guys, and they are bad guys. But they're going to tell you they don't know who it is. And for Yahweh Shai to be saying this, these are words of war. I have a warrant for your arrest. You are the guy in this picture. That is major, you guys. Verse 39 is major. And Yahweh Shai is the only one strong enough to say this to the face, to the military force of Esau, and to be able to follow through with it. Look at verse 40. And the fourth came. Now he's going to read you their whole history. He's going to speak. He's going to declare to them to their face. And you did all of this. This has all been you. I don't give a fuck what you say in your history channels. I don't give a fuck what you say in Western Renaissance Christianity. I don't give a fuck what you say. This is what you did. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts, all the other rulerships that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness. And this is your position now, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. You guys haven't done that. See, this judging that they're doing, it's not based on truth. And what he means by that, it's not based on the Most High's law. Okay? What they're doing with this guy. There's another
story. Reason. So as you can see here, Gateway founder.
They don't give a fuck about that bitch. It's just convenient for them to throw his ass under the bus right now because they're dismantling everything now anyways. They're dismantling the financial reality. They're dismantling the religious reality. They're dismantling everything that they said America was because they're going in another direction that is global. This is also prophecy that Esau is being exposed, but this has nothing to do with righteousness. All right? Back to verse 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek. Verse 41. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. Talking about the word of God. The true word of God. The correct way to break it down. 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek. It's talking about the Israelites. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Thou hast loved liars and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore, as thy wrongful dealings come up unto heaven, and the pride unto the mighty, the highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended. Yahweh Shai is the only one that can bring about this judgment onto Esau Edom. The prophets are declaring it. We're speaking these words, and our words are being turned into fire, and they're devouring Esau like wood, but Yahweh Shai brings it. He's the one that brings the manifestation, the completion of it, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hold on. Let's get it. The eagle. On flags and globes. Let's just see if that pulls it up. Images. So you see it, bro. Why is the eagle on the planet right here? Oh, it's just a symbol. No, that's telling you that the so-called white man is sitting on the rulership of the earth. That's what that fucking means. It's not an accident, you guys. Oh, it's just a symbol. It means something. Why is it on the flag? Look at the flag. It's right there on the flag too, right? Look, another one. What do you think that means? That's exactly what it means. Look, bald eagle with American flag with the world in its claws. Oh, yeah, it's so cool, huh? That's what that means. They are in exactly the position that Second Ezra says, Yahweh Shai says, they would be in when he comes back. All right? Eagle on the dollar bill, on let's say Roman coins. Roman coins. See, I've pulled it up before. This identifies who these people are, bro. Images. Look. And it's on the quarter and it's on the dollar bill. Okay, it's not an accident. America is the little horn, which is the revised Roman Empire, strengthened by the fucking horns of the beast, which is NATO and the EU, the European Union. It's all Edomites, man. And they aren't Europeans, they're fucking Edomites, and they're no longer being able to hide themselves because we're able to break them down. Esau shall no longer hide himself. It's in Jeremiah, right? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. What are his secret places? All these false images, all these false names he gave himself. He's not white. He's red and pink. He's red and wasted away. That's what Esau means. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Let's listen to this asshole a little bit longer.
Pastor Robert Morris was indicted on child sex abuse charges in Oklahoma. And he was indicted on 5 counts of child SA abuse charges. When Robert Morris was a 21-year-old married pastor with children, he SA'd Cindy Clementshire, who was only 12 years old at the time. And the abuse lasted over 4 years. If found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Gateway Church did announce a few weeks ago at their services that criminal charges were pending. But after speaking with several law enforcement and legal authorities on the matter, that because the charges were from 43 years ago, they felt unlikely that Robert Morris would ever face criminal charges on the matter. Well, guess what? The day is here. He will face justice. And just...
Disgraced Gateway Church founder Robert Morris has been indicted on 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child, according to a press release by the Oklahoma...
The founder of one of North Texas's most prominent megachurches is facing child sex charges. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. An Oklahoma grand jury indicted Gateway Church founder Robert Morris on 5 felony counts. The allegations emerged in June of last year when the Christian Post published a woman's story alleging she was abused by Morris starting at the age of 12. The church first said it was aware of Morris's past, quote, moral failure, then later said it did not know her age, the victim's age, or the extent of the abuse. 3 days later, Morris resigned from Gateway. In November, Gateway announced it removed multiple elders who knew the victim's age at the time of the abuse, and now Morris is facing those criminal charges. Casey Stiegel in the studio with the developing story. Casey.
Yeah, good evening. This was a case that garnered national attention last summer and brought down the man who founded one of the largest mega churches in the country. But tonight, disgraced Pastor Robert Morris faces more than embarrassing accusations. He's now staring down felony charges for his alleged misconduct. The 5-page multi-county grand jury indictment from Oklahoma contains disturbing details, outlining 5 separate counts of lewd or indecent acts to a child, starting on or about Christmas Day, 1982, stating Robert Preston Morris, quote, did intentionally touch or feel with his hand the body or private parts of CC, who was 12 years old at the time. All court documents do not name the victim. The initials, timeline, and details match the allegations made by Cindy Clementshire. And while Fox 4 does not usually identify victims of alleged sexual abuse, Clementshire went public with her story last June, detailing moments of her childhood in Oklahoma, where she says Robert Morris molested her repeatedly. At the time, Morris was a traveling preacher and would stay at Clemenshire's home. Aside from 2 alleged crimes in 1982, the indictment outlines similar instances in January of 1983 and 1985. According to court paperwork, it escalated when his victim was 13 or 14, highlighting incidents between January of 1983 and 1985, when Morris, quote, removed her clothing and rubbed his clothed body against hers while inside a parked car. On Wednesday, an attorney representing Cindy Clemishire released this statement to Fox 4. After almost 43 years, the law has finally caught up with Robert Morris for the horrific crimes he committed against me as a child. Now it is time for the legal system to hold him accountable. My family and I are deeply grateful to the authorities who have worked tirelessly to make this day possible and remain hopeful that justice will ultimately prevail. Last June, Morris stepped down from his position as senior pastor at Gateway Church in Southlake after Clemishire's allegations came to light. Morris is a well-known pastor nationwide, once a spiritual advisor to President Trump. A representative from Gateway had this to say in light of the breaking developments. We are aware of the actions being taken by the legal authorities in Oklahoma and are grateful for the work of the justice system in holding abusers accountable for their actions. We continue to pray for Cindy Clemishire and her family, for the members and staff of Gateway Church, and for all of those impacted by this terrible situation. So why all of these years later? Well, the Oklahoma Attorney General says that the statute of limitations did actually not apply to this case because the accused has never been a resident of that state. Today, we called numbers believed to be registered to Robert Morris, but nobody answered the line.
Of course not. 2 more precepts and we'll be done. Shameful spewing. Shameful spewing. Shame for glory. Look at this. This is all directed at Esau, you guys. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. What is that going into? Exposing the nakedness, the hidden secrets of their transgressions. And that's what's happening. It's not just happening in the church. It's happening on all levels. This is the first time in the history of Esau that this much accusation, transgression, exposure to what he has always been is coming out. And this is another reason why we're going to experience the famine of the word, is because they have to get control over the internet, because there is not the one race of people who have the most, and it's not even, there's no one even close to the amount of shit that's coming out about them, is the so-called white race. It's all coming out. The angels in the chariots in the sky are supernaturally moving everybody in the direction to expose the so-called white man so people can see this motherfucker for what he's always been. This is who he's always been. This isn't just, it's not just, oh, he's just having a bad day and now he's fucking up. No, he's always been this person. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And see, there's no way they can't resist it. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. What's that glory? The glory is based on lies. The glory is they are the self-proclaimed white man. The glory is they are the self-proclaimed smartest human being on the planet Earth. The glory is they are the most righteous and moral race of people on the earth. The glory is they have accomplished everything they have accomplished all by their whiteness. It's all bullshit. They were put in their position by the Most High, and they're going to be taken out of their position by the Most High, and there's nothing they can fucking do about it. Lift up thy skirt. I will lift up thy skirt and show the nations thy nakedness. And that's what's happening. And show the nations. Boom. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. There goes your lifting up. I'm going to lift up your clothing, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. That's what this is, man. That's what's happening. Esau is being made. Look at 40,000. The numbers keep going up on it. Esau, and if you go into these comments, you will see not one precept of understanding, nothing of wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You'll just see people just reacting, but this is the best they can do. Look. Well, I hope Joni Lamb, Wise, son-in-law, is reading this, whatever. How do you stand in a pulpit? See, there's just no. I am not down with organized religion. They always come from inside the house. The call always comes from inside. The usual suspects. They need to investigate all the mega church pastors. Disgusting. Corruption is endemic. Why is it always called child sex charges? Legally and morally, it's rape. Just calling it a sex implies consent. Okay, it's always the usual suspects. Time to pay taxes. Absolutely usual suspect. Not surprising at all. So, I mean, you know, some pretty scathing remarks, but there's no precepts. There's nobody, no one, no understanding. You see, this is how fucking scary and dangerous this shit is. No fucking understanding ever. And then people like fucking, what's his name? Vocab Malone, you know, they'll come along and, oh, the Hebrew Israelites are so dangerous. None of this shit. We don't have anything like this on us, man. We're not doing this shit. We're not being exposed because we're waking up to the truth. The church, the Renaissance Western Christian church has been alive from the start, and it was used to hide who Esau Edom is. I pray this lesson was edifying, this expose was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. And a shalom to the brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yahshua to come to this to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. We got the Passover that we're celebrating tonight too. It's awesome, man. This is Brother Radah. Shalom.